The task force on the Wuhan virus met this evening, and it's just as well that we did because you all know that the situation is evolving so rapidly. In fact, even in the midst of our meeting, we got an update on confirmation of our first imported case, and also news from China that they had restricted travel to 2 other cities in Wuhan. All this while we were meeting. In our deliberations, we have decided that there is a need to step up our overall posture, and we are enhancing our border checks. We are putting in place temperature screening, not just at the airport, but also at the land and sea checkpoints with effect from tomorrow. I think this is necessary given the rapidly escalating situation and also the high volume of travel that we expect during the Chinese New Year period. It will cause some inconvenience, particularly at our land checkpoints, and we seek Singaporeans' understanding of why we need to put in place these measures. Of course, even with the temperature screenings in place, I think we should also be realistic and understand that this is not foolproof. The virus has an incubation period, and at the start of infection, you may be infected, but you may not show symptoms at all. So it will not show up through the temperature screening checks. That's why we cannot rely solely on border checks alone. We need a system of multiple layers of defense, and that's what the task force is coordinating and putting in place. We have, for example, our healthcare workers at the front line. We have issued advisories across all the different sectors, our businesses, employers, schools, so that everyone is alert and vigilant. But as I said yesterday, the most important defense is still at the individual level, each person being socially responsible. Right? Because at this stage, what we need to do is to contain the virus and minimize the risk of it spreading throughout the community. And the best way to do that is for each individual to be responsible. If you feel sick, don't go out, avoid contact, and if you are indeed sick and show flu-like symptoms, immediately see the doctor as soon as possible, because then the doctor will be able to get an assessment, detect, and if indeed you are ill and you're infected with the virus, then all the measures we put in place to isolate, to do contact tracing, to quarantine the people you have been in contact with, as we have done already for that first case, which Minister Gan will talk about a bit later. And so I think that's important. We are doing our part at the task force level to step up our overall posture, but every individual, every Singaporean can and must do their part to be part of our system of total defense. Part of this, as we've been emphasizing, is adopting good hygiene habits. Another part of this system of defense is also to have access to accurate information. That's also very important. So at the task force level, we are coordinating this, and we will put out information as quickly as possible once it's verified, and we'll put it out so that everyone has access to the information in a timely manner. But I hope Singaporeans will cooperate as well by not spreading rumors or unverified information, because that can lead to undue alarm, and it will cause confusion, especially if the information is not true or not accurate and later turns out to be false. So that's one important way that Singaporeans can also cooperate and help besides adopting good hygiene habits. And of course, at the end of the day, as we've said, everyone should just stay calm and carry on with your lives. This is escalating very rapidly. We are putting all the necessary measures in place, but let's carry on with our lives. Chinese New Year is coming. By all means, continue with your Chinese New Year celebrations, with your Chinese New Year visits, but stay alert, stay vigilant, and don't let our guard down.